guys, a slightly different video today. I wanted to talk to you about the Brazilian blowout controversy that has been going on recently. If you haven't heard, the Brazilian blowout is a very popular hair straightening treatment. They market themselves under that name, but there are other Brazilian straightening treatments as well that typically go under the name Brazilian blowout. But Brazilian blowout themselves have been very popular over the past couple of years because they've been marketing themselves as formaldehyde free. According to news out of Oregon Health and State University and tests conducted by Oregon OSHA, which is a government health and safety agency, allegedly Brazilian blowout has been lying about their formaldehyde levels. So not only are they apparently not formaldehyde free, according to these tests, but in fact they have levels of formaldehyde up to 10.6 and 10.8% in some of the batches that were tested. So the batches that were tested, they came from a variety of different salons. They were tested in a myriad of different ways, and they were tested by this university and by OSHA, which again is a government agency. These are not people with any sort of agenda. They're simply coming at it from a health and safety point of view. And the reason that levels of formaldehyde at 10% are such a big deal in these products, aside from the fact that the company is lying about it, allegedly, which would be huge, is the fact that formaldehyde at that level, it's a human carcinogen. It's linked to leukemia, to something called myeloid leukemia. It's linked to possible brain and throat cancer. It's linked to respiratory problems. If you're pregnant, it has a big impact on fetuses. So it's not good. It's not good stuff. You don't want to be near it. Yes, there is formaldehyde at very, 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 very small levels in a variety of things, which a lot of the apologists for Brazilian blowout and for all of these Brazilian treatments have been saying right now on the internet. But those levels are so small as to be insignificant. And so just as a measure of comparison, again, remember that these latest tests of Brazilian blowout have been found, according to OSHA, to have up to 10.6, 10.8% formaldehydes. Anything over 0.1% is required by the FDA to be listed on the manufacturer safety data sheet. Anything over 0.2% is considered unsafe by the Cosmetic Ingredient Review Panel. So you have 0.1%, 0.2%, 10%. And this is 10% in a company that has been claiming they're formaldehyde free. So something weird is going on here. I'm not quite sure what. I don't know if Brazilian blowout is lying. I of course have my own suspicions. You can read between the lines as to what I myself think. But the thing that troubles me is that Brazilian blowout has been releasing statements the past couple of days. Number one, pointing fingers. Number two, saying that there were people out to get them. Number three, saying that the company that makes their product stands behind its testing, which of course they would. Playing devil's advocate, if they are indeed lying about their formulations, because they're making, millions of dollars. So it's very upsetting to me that they haven't actually released any of the results from these alleged tests that they've had recently. I'm sure we'll see some tests in the next couple of days, and I'm sure that they will indeed come back as formaldehyde free because they have samples that they can whip up in their factory that would be formaldehyde free. Again, just playing devil's advocate, saying if this story is true and if they have indeed been lying. And the reason this is also problematic is that even if they're not lying, let's say that these are all old samples. These are samples that are out there. They're out there. They've been taken from salons, from a variety of different salons. And women are, gravitating toward this brand because they've been told it's formaldehyde free. So you choose Brazilian blowout over a competitor that's known to have formaldehyde and that doesn't claim to be formaldehyde free. You go to the salon, you get your Brazilian blowout, and oops, it turns out that it actually does have formaldehyde in it. Even if the company is not lying, there are tons of batches floating out there that do have formaldehyde in them. They came from salons, so women have had these treatments that had up to 10% formaldehyde in them. That's a problem and a big discrepancy that Brazilian blowout is not addressing. And as a matter of fact, I've been covering this on my own blog on NadineJolie.com, and several people have written me, have Facebooked me, have emailed me to say they've been following this story, to say that they had the treatment done and they were allergic to formaldehyde, and the second the treatment was applied to their hair, they knew something was wrong because they began having respiratory problems. One woman told me that she chose the Brazilian blowout because she was pregnant and she was assured that it would be safe when she called the company because they stood behind their claims that it was formaldehyde free. Now she's freaking out. Just things like that. It's really problematic when you have this company that has these ingredients out there, has these formulations out there that have, this high level of formaldehyde. So again, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what the news is that comes out in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of months. See if Brazilian Blowout will collect samples from various salons and have them tested rather than just submit us perfectly clean samples from their own facility, which I have no doubt will be formaldehyde free. See if they come up with some sort of credible explanation as to why these new batches of formula that were out and released after April 2010, when they began claiming on their website to be formaldehyde free, why they indeed do have formaldehyde. So just an FYI, this isn't like parabens, this isn't like sulfates, this isn't some sort of marketing scare designed to, get you to use another product. Formaldehyde at this level, it is highly carcinogenic. It is very bad for your health. It is very bad for your stylist's health. And that's something else that's upsetting, is that if these stylists were choosing to do these treatments believing they were formaldehyde free, they were not knowing that they were putting their health at risk, because they're doing several of these per day. So that's it, rant over. I'm really upset about this, clearly. I think if it's true, then it's a huge scam, and it is disgusting, and it is a big problem. And I don't, necessarily believe that there should be government regulation. I just believe that there needs to be honesty and accountability, and I think that consumers have a right to know what sort of products they're using and what ingredients are in the products they're using. You have a right to know if you're choosing to use something that's bad for your health. So, we'll wait and see. We'll see what happens. And I will definitely be covering this story on my blog, on NadineJolie.com. And I will talk to you guys soon.